a lot of the things that we all do comes from how we were raised and the different things that we've been through.
I'm sorry. Let me just stop him real quick. I'm only stopping him because I say that all the time.
All right.
And now.
No, I'm just, all right. So I say a lot of things. So the reason she's bringing that up, I say a lot of things. Some things, it may or may it could.
He acts like it's not true.
Some
No,
things people just do just because they just be
everything
doing
has a
shit
reason.
or whatever. I mean, I guess.
Continue.
All right, bro. See, well, this is about to become a conflict episode again. I'm getting sick of this.
I'll be down for you forever. We gon' always be together. Down for any kind of weather. We going higher than the ceiling. You and me is all I need, yeah. Keep on rocking to the beat, yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another.
Wait, I'm not ready.
What you mean you're not ready?
Don't you see me adjusting?
No, you ready.
Dang. All right, I'm ready.
We keeping this in. Like I said before, I was so rudely interrupted. Welcome back, everybody. Back with another episode. As y'all see, I'm with my Eagles gear on.
I'm an Eagles fan now, by the way.
Look, so she started watching the games with me because she'll start hearing me getting like mad, like whatever's happening or whatever. So I know I'll be on my hands and knees praying. Like there's a meme I actually put up. It's
He
like,
literally in our living room when he's getting stressed, he gets on his knees because he's so stressed, and I cannot.
y'all don't understand, bro.
Me and the dogs are like, calm
So
down.
I got my jersey on. The dogs got their jerseys on. So like, there's this meme I had put up one time. It was like, oh boy, I'm really excited to watch my favorite team play. And the bigger part is like, I'm going to kill myself. And then the last part is like, oh nice, we won. That's how I've been for like the past like month or so, even though we lost the past 2 games.
It's
but
okay.
Point is, I'm wearing
I'm a
this.
new Eagles fan, and I have faith.
She just became. She don't know it like I do. Anyway, I'm wearing this because I'm hopes by the time this episode comes out, we'll either be in the playoffs and we'll need the luck. So fly Eagles fly, or we'll be in the Super Bowl, which still need the luck.
E-S, Eagles.
Or if we're not in any of those places, well, just know I'm looking stupid for the next 30 minutes, and we'll find out what happens when the episode comes out.
Yeah, he tried to get me to wear an Eagles thing, but I've already done that this season. Well, I don't know if the episode's out yet, but I already wore something Eagles.
But it wasn't the jersey. The jersey is different.
Yeah, but I don't like jerseys.
All right, well.
Shit.
Anyway, here we go. Another episode. Today we are going to be talking about decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah. How we come about making decisions in this relationship.
Yeah.
Some issues that may or may not have arisen on somebody's and not mine, because I don't do nothing
I'm a
wrong.
big fella.
And yeah. So how do we start this off?
Well, I'll say that this came up because I recently went home and I was like, okay, if you don't know us well, then let me just quickly say we're from the DMV. If you don't know what that means, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia. Him, more Maryland. Me, I've been in all 3.
Whatever.
But we moved to California, just us 2 and our dogs, like 2 years ago now. It's been 2 years. Yes, it has been.
No, it hasn't. It's only been a year, like a year and a half.
It's been 2 years almost.
All right, go ahead. You got it, big bro.
Anyways, so I went home, and first of all, one thing I'll say is California is beautiful, but I'm a 4 seasons girl. So the fact that it's December and it's hot
I'm
outside.
wearing shorts. It is 80 degrees today.
I don't like it. So for me, I've been really missing home. I don't know if I think I want to move back home. He's like obsessed with California. He wants to stay here. And I don't know. We talk through different scenarios. Like when we become wealthy, it's just, I don't know when that is. Like we can do bi-coastal easily. But before then, I want to be home. So anyways, we've been trying to make decisions on what we're going to do because, moving with dogs is a big thing. So we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do. So we were just thinking about like how we make decisions and and how like where that comes from, like our personal, like the way we both make decisions.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we got to this topic.
Yeah, we was talking about it today.
And we're not really talking about compromise. I mean, compromise is in there a little bit, but we're
but
talking
this
about
was
like,
hey, this thing is going to happen or that thing's going to happen.
Right.
What are we going to do? And then how do we go about making that decision, or who makes that decision depending on what the thing is. And yeah, I mean, so I guess I'll start off. So for me, a lot of the things that we all do comes from how we were raised and the different things that we've been through.
I'm sorry. Let me just stop him real quick. I'm only stopping him because I say that all the time.
All right.
And now,
No, I'm just, all right. So I say a lot of things. So the reason she's bringing that up, I say a lot of things. Some things, it may or may it could.
he
have
acts like
something
it's
to do-
not true.
Some
No,
things people just do just because they just be
Everything
doing
has a
shit
reason.
or whatever. I mean, I guess.
Continue.
All right, bro. See, well, this is about to become a conflict episode again. I'm getting sick of this. Like I was saying, like so for me growing up, like I think that my parents made a lot of decisions together. I mean, they might watch this and I mean they might have different opinions. I mean, I ain't getting involved in that. But point is, I think that they made a lot of decisions together. I don't really recall where it's like, all right, hey, this my dad had the final say or my mom had the final say. Anything I could really think of. I mean, if it came to us getting punished and like, whatever, like not being able to go outside, I mean, yeah, it's whoever said we was grounded, we grounded. I mean, it was what it was. But I think a lot of decisions that were made as I was growing up, I think, and parents correct me if I'm wrong, I think they made together. So
Your mom's gonna be like,
this is gonna be funny. I can't wait till we see this part, see what they say. But so in that, I like that. I think that's how things should be. I'm not saying that one of us can't make a decision, but talk about it. Like we're a unit. We're like together. I shouldn't say, hey, we're doing this thing. That's it. I don't care how you feel about it. I mean, some people operate that way and it works for them, I guess. But for me, I think that we should make the decision together. So a lot of decisions that we have to make, maybe 80 to 90% of them we make together if they're impactful decisions.
yeah.
Yeah.
However, so what we know, so for me, and then I'm going to say something else about him, but so speaking of how you're raised and stuff impacts your relationship and how you guys make decisions and figure out your life together. And also, sometimes this can be toxic, like depending on how the things you're holding internally, it can be a toxic thing. So like, for example, and this isn't toxic, but I'm just saying the way I make decisions or the reasoning behind why could be toxic if I wasn't self-aware. So what I mean by that is, if you've watched our podcast, my dad was sick. So I kind of grew up seeing my mom make most of the decisions, right? Because she kind of led the household because my dad was in a wheelchair. He was sick. And so it's been very woman dominant. So it's like my masculine energy. Like I'm really good at making decisions and taking control. The control part, like I have to learn how that I can't control everything. So Omar and we do make decisions together, but I do like get anxious, like if there's like maybe a lack of control. So like small example, like this is literally small, but it's a decision. Dinner tonight.
Yeah. So we was like, all right, we're trying to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner. Now, obviously, sorry, kind of like a little sidebar here. As she said, brought about California and stuff like that, one thing that would help her to feel more at ease here at home, it's a couple of different things like Christmas, decorating and stuff like that, going out to do things more. Because I'm a homebody. I'll post in the house, might pop on the Switch, play Just Dance. I mean, little party never
Kill nobody.
I mean, I enjoy getting it. So I like chill. I will chill in the house, but she likes to get out and like do some things more, right? And so with that, tomorrow we were talking about dinner, like different ideas of like the stuff that we're gonna do and everything like that. Tomorrow we're gonna go like to this brunch place, whatever. We'll probably end up posting about. I don't think we've ever gone to brunch just us before.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what type of brunch do you mean? We just went to that other place, breakfast place. You mean like, I think he means like a brunch vibe.
Yeah, well, we've never done that. Just
I guess
us
not.
two.
I mean, we go to breakfast together.
Yeah, but that's breakfast. Breakfast
Okay.
and brunch.
Anyways.
Anyway, point is, so we're gonna go out and do something more. But because of how now the plans are gonna go, we're trying to, figure out what we're gonna do tonight. And she's like picking up some random place. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm picking dinner tonight. And she had like said it herself. She was like, like the whole control thing. She's like, it's hard for her. Like
it's fine that he's picking dinner, but I was like,
yeah, she like had like decided I'm gonna pick a nasty place. I was like,
because usually we pick together,
Yeah.
and if you're picking together, then you have a say.
Yeah.
So literally, this is just like
just something like small.
Yeah.
There's just like a little random thing.
Yeah. But no, I do realize that like even if we're going on trips, like I do a lot of the planning. Like he trusts that I'm gonna pick something good. So I have like a lot of quote unquote control. I don't know if that's really the word. I'm just using control in like a lot of decisions that we make in certain.
I mean, yeah. Now that I think about it, I mean, I let you. Well, I don't want you to say no. Well, I let you go ahead and do the planning for that because, again, I know you have good taste, but also we like a lot of the same things or whatever. So if any time I chime in with that, it would be about prices.
Yeah.
Furniture, we have the same taste and stuff. I don't think a couch needs to cost $5,000 for it to last.
But I'm gonna get it.
And anyway, point is, like, we'll talk about like the pricing. So if we disagree on anything, it's most likely like how much something is going to cost, because I'm looking ahead to something else that could be impacted by like that decision. So
That's what I was gonna say. So that's kind of, for us, it's logical versus
softness, emotion.
emotion. Logical
It's the
versus
same word
emotion.
though, but you know.
Yeah, so that actually it impacts our decision making, because sometimes we butt heads because he's thinking very logically and I'm thinking like, no, we need this. We'll make a way. It's fine. So we're opposites on that. And the control piece for me is like it. Let's just. I don't even know if it's control. I don't know. It's just I'm used.
I
to
think,
being,
but
I'm
like you said already, the women in your family, not just your mom, the women in your family have made the decisions because the men are either incapable or not present, whatever the case may be or whatever. They made a lot of decisions. So like you kind of carry that over, and you're like you don't trust, like you'll say, oh, I can't trust that you're going to do this, or like I have to do this.
Yeah.
And like one thing you always say is like, oh, me and my mom get things done. We do this and do that. And one thing I say to rebuttal is that whenever we're coming up with a certain situation or having that discussion, you and your mom are not the only people who know how to do this thing.
Yeah.
That one thing I say, I get the women did this and that, but that's the Morgan family. My last name is Turner, and hers should be too. I don't know where that paperwork's at yet, but we're gonna have that discussion once we get up out of here, because I'm not playing with you anymore. When we get back from this shit, you change
Why
your
do I have to
yesterday.
change my last name? Just kidding. I'm going to. It's just the
I know
paperwork.
you're going to. I know I got it. Anyway, but and so like we were saying, it's kind of like a battle, or can be a battle sometimes. So we try to compromise a lot, but
That's where
sometimes,
compromise comes in.
yeah,
I guess.
we'll go to like try to compromise. Okay, hey, I know she feels this way about it. She knows I feel this way about it. How can we find like some type of like middle ground? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think for us, we've done a really good job of learning how to make decisions together. I think another big part of it would be like we're like-minded in terms of like where we want to go in life. Well, in most
Things, yeah.
So it helps us, but but yeah, I think the harder decisions are where we don't agree, obviously. So like, how are we going to decide what we're going to do about California versus Maryland? You know, what are we doing about kids and religion? You know, those type of things are like really big ones. And so I guess it's really important in a relationship to learn how to compromise and make these decisions together, especially if you guys have conflicting like ways of making decisions. And I think over the years, especially because I've done so much therapy, I am learning, like my mind's expanding. So like I'm learning that it doesn't always have to go my way. Only child syndrome.
Right.
Because that's the thing too. Like I'm an only child. Not only did I grow up like having, you know, my dad's sick and my mom making a lot of decisions, but I'm an only child, so I'm used to also making decisions on my own too, or just like me and my mom making decisions. You're very different.
Yeah, no, I got it's three of us in there. You know what I'm saying? Things aren't gonna always go my way. Somebody's gonna get their need put before mine,
Yeah.
or whatever. And again, like I said, my parents, they made the decision, so it's like I don't have, not, I won't say issues, but I'm just saying issues. I don't have the same issues or challenges that she may have had when it comes to relinquishing control, because again, I might want to do something. My parents,
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Of course, you're gonna disagree with it, because
Let me tell you why I disagree. Sidebar. Remember what you were going to say. This man, first of all, although there's multiple of them, okay, you should see them. We were going to do a trip with his family. I love you guys. We were going to do a trip with his family, okay? Omar, I'm just saying this because you're not as let it flow. You're like, no, this is what we're gonna do. You do that too in your family, because Omar is very like, okay, we're gonna get this
well, no,
done.
that's with trips though, because that's very logical.
Okay, well, let me explain. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So basically, we were like, this is where we're gonna go. Like we sent, like, even though we didn't say that, we're like, we're organized. Like this is where we're going. So then his family sent other things, and like we did not think the hotels were nice, and Omar was like. They were just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Omar was like, you guys, like, this is what we're going to do. So I feel like you're saying, you know, you guys, you had multiple siblings or whatever, and it was let it flow. But I think you're very much a type of person where you're like, no, like, this is what we're going to do. You do that.
I don't even know what you mean by let anything flow. When did I say that?
I thought you said you let it flow.
Nah, you're just making things up. That's why I'm saying I don't even know what you're talking about right now. You're just making shit up.
Oh, maybe I'm talking about when you said that you're okay with letting me do things. Okay, continue.
Well, yeah, because well, things won't always go my way, so sometimes it has to, like you said, relinquish control. Sometimes I have to let you make the decision or go a different way.
Go ahead.
All right, and I don't even know what I was gonna say. That train has left the station. But wow. Anyway, point being, look, I don't even know what I want to even say at this point now. Let's just jump to the next thing. So yeah, a lot of times like we have to work on like compromising and everything like that, because again, we both have ways that we think about a thing, and then she might get things to go her way a lot, however she ends up getting that to go. For me, that doesn't always end up happening. A lot of times I have to, I won't say like stand my ground or like fight for like what I want, but for me, I can't just say something and snap, it's going to happen. A lot of times with a lot of people, a lot of different relationships that I have with anyone, friends, family, her, whatever, I have to kind of explain my positioning and stuff like that. And someone could say, oh, well, that's
but where
like
does that
trauma.
come from?
Well, that's what I'm saying. People probably say like it's a trauma thing, but that's how it's always have to been. How it's always been.
You're talking very fast.
Am I?
Yes.
Sorry, let me slow it down a little bit. Slow it down. I just dissed you. You know who said that?
No.
Conceited.
Oh, okay.
Battle rapper. All right, whatever.
I know who conceited is wilding out.
I'm just saying that, well, battle rapping.
Okay.
It's not just wilding out. Anyway, so let me just redo that. A lot of times I've had to defend my position or why I think something should go this way.
And you do that for us in our decision.
Yeah, and so like I do that for us too. I was like, okay, well, hey, she might want to get, look, we'll use furniture as an example. Hey, I want to get this piece of furniture. Nah, I think we should get this piece of furniture because of, the price or whatever. And then we'll like start talking about it, and we'll end up coming up to a decision. It won't just be her saying, no, we're getting this. That's what I want. Deal with it. Cope. No, that's definitely not happening. Sorry. And then for me, it's not just like, no, you're going to do what I'm saying because I'm the man. I don't really like buy into that type of belief, whatever. If you're with somebody, y'all a unit, y'all a team, y'all should probably talk about some impactful decisions, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we do a really good job. I think, like I said, the hardest things for us when it comes to decision making is like the core things, like when we have kids, what we're doing about religion. Even now when we talk about religion or like the moving stuff, I think that's more like prevalent right now. Or even finances. Finance decisions are like, they can be a thing.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I say
like, where are we putting the money? How much should go there? Like, we definitely disagree on that.
Yeah, I guess for us, for like sometimes. When it comes to this,
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think what that is, it's like, hey, we should probably allocate more money to this thing or allocate less money to that thing. And so, yeah, I guess sometimes it could be a decision.
I mean, we definitely bump heads sometimes.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, we need to keep this focus. And she's like, well, yes, we need to keep that focus, but we should have more focus on it than less. Or she's like, no, let's do less focus on it so that we can do like this thing or that. And so, yeah, we do bump heads on it a lot. How would you say, do we compromise on her? Or do we just end up choosing one person's thoughts on that?
I think we sweep it under the rug. See, that's another
well,
thing.
No. We don't sweep it under the rug because the decision ends up being made. So
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think we do it how I want to do it.
I think so, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, sirski. But
I guess that's compromise.
She might kind of like, okay, fine, like I might be right, which also means I may have to spend less on something else so that, because she did want to go do this thing. Okay, hey, she wanted to do this, and I said no because we have to focus on this. All right, let me spend less money here so that there's more money so that she can go, or we can go do like this thing. So I guess I feel like, so it's kind of like a mix. We do it the way that I want to do it for certain things, but then, all right, it's in the back of my mind that she did relinquish that control. Okay, cool. Let me let her get hers back. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So I guess we've been doing a lot of rapping, but
yeah.
I think I think what we're trying to say. I think what we're trying to say is, in relationships, I guess compromise does come into play, but there's a lot of decisions you have to make when you're with somebody because you're two different people. Like Omar is very different than me. I'm very different than him. And there's a lot of self-awareness that needs to be there, because if not, that's when you are in those relationships where you don't feel heard and you don't feel like you're ever doing things that are, in your way, or not your way, but that matter to you and things like that. So I think, we've learned throughout the years that we have to really be a unit. Yeah. Even though it's not always easy, really be a unit in making decisions. And he's had to learn my emotional decision reasoning, and I've had to learn and understand more of his logical reasoning. And then I think it causes a balance for us. Like for us, there's a balance, even though I don't always like it and he doesn't always like it. There's more of a balance because we're very opposite. And so I feel like I pull out like the decisions on like, okay, we had this amazing experience because you let go and you spent the money and you know, and then sometimes it's like, oh, we were protected from this because we didn't do A, B, and C. So I think it has not always been easy, you know, again, growth and maturing and like, and becoming more self-aware, but it's really important. I mean, compromise, even though I said this wasn't compromise, but it is, you know, I guess I'm wrong. Decision making requires compromise. If you're in a relationship where there's no compromise, then you cannot make decisions in a way that meets both people's needs or where you're meeting in the middle.
Yeah. And some people, I feel like, I know a few, you know, relationships, some people are completely fine with just one person being the one to make that decision and relinquishing that control. And hey, if that works for you, then
there's different types of relationships.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some people are like, nah, the men need to be the one to do A, B, C, and D and stuff like that. And I mean, which...
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I understand. Like, so for me, I don't know, maybe I contradict myself, but I'm a very strong woman. And again, it comes from, you know, having to make a lot of decisions. But I want to be led. So I don't know. There's like different ways to think of things. Like I don't mind Omar making decisions, but I still have to be in a place to release that control to allow him to do that, you know? So it's like,
yeah. And it was similar to me. I don't think that the man needs to be the one who always makes the decisions, but I am a man. So if she doesn't want to do something in the way that I want to do, I was like, yo, what is wrong with you? Like, this thing makes sense right here. So I feel like something that I get from her, which sometimes I like this phrase or thought process, other times I don't, is two things can be opposite and true at the same time. You know what I mean? So I think that's something like to keep in mind, but also too, something that we say a lot is really just do what works for you. If you prefer like the woman, you know, to lead what you guys are going to do and that works for you guys, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Somebody might say, oh, you ain't a real man for that, but I mean, you happy, you had a great home, you like everything, you love everything about your life right now. What's really wrong with that? Do you really feel emasculated by that? Or same thing for women. Hey, nah, the man leads this. Some people might say like, no, you need to be a strong, independent woman. You need to make decisions. If you're perfectly fine with your man, like leading whatever the thing's going to be, what's really wrong with that? If it works for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody, people
There's
do what
so
they want to do.
many different types of relationships.
People do what they want to do. And again, like we keep saying, if it works for you, it works. That's it. And that's what matters.
It's true.
Not what us or anybody else might think. So.
It's true. But if we're speaking for us, I think we've learned how important it is for the balance to be there. And I mean, maybe not everybody wants that or whatever, but I do think balance is really important. But like you said, there's different relationships and stuff like that. So whatever floats everybody's boat, that's fine. But but yeah, self-awareness, compromise. Are we missing anything?
Nah, I mean, I think that's it. We've been rapping, so I'm sure they can fast forward or rewind to any 30-second point and get what they need to get from this.
From this short episode.
Right, yeah. So, but all right, guys, that's all we got time for today, or we'll be more accurate. That's all we're going to do today. Again, fly Eagles fly, guys. Please pray for us and hope for the best. I really hope this season ends on a great note. If not,
I hope this season ends on a great note because I don't have time to hear him complaining.
Y'all gotta see me one day. We'll put up a clip.
And that's facts.
We'll put up a clip on the Snooks and Snookums channel, and I'll be like, "Come on!" I be in that joint getting
like I cannot.
off.
You guys don't understand what I deal with. Him being at home, watching the games, him screaming is too much.
Now we play today's Saturday recordings. We play Monday night. We play the Seahawks. We haven't beat them in 15 years. So again, y'all will know before I do right now what happened from that game. Let's just hope for the best. Go Birds. But all right, guys. As always, follow us at OVOX Omar,
Skylar Simone,
and then at Snooks and Snookums
and Glaze Organics.
Sure. I started as I referenced this in the last video, but
we don't know the order, so he's referenced it in another episode.
But I'm starting my cannabis delivery service out here. in this upcoming summer. So you can follow me at Glace Organics. Have a bunch of informative videos. Have some people come on there. We do talk about a few things, do some strain reviews, might go to some dispensaries, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a nice little page. It's coming together. Got like 4 posts up right now. Maybe by the time this comes out, it'd be like 50 posts. We'll see what happens. And yeah, go ahead, follow us, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.